Ladies and gentlemen, welcome yet to another show of The Ranger's Lens. My name is Diana Chibuka-Nakaima, your host. Today's show, we are having Afande Sharon, and we are going to be discussing issues concerning animal behavior, but not all animal behaviors. We are specifically concentrating on the crocodiles. And why the crocodiles? We are going to dive into that kind of discussion. But briefly, I can just tell you that crocodiles are one of the animals that we could term as problem animals, as in our language, in Uganda Wildlife Authority. Why are they problematic? Where are they problematic? Why shouldn't they be problematic so that they can really coexist with the people? Afande Sharon is here to tell us. Afande Sharon, welcome to the Rangers Show.
Thank you, Diana, and thank you for having me. Yeah,
people would love to know, who is Sharon in UWA?
All right. My name is Sharon, like she has already mentioned, Sharon Kamuganga Kagwisa. I am a senior human wildlife conflict officer, and Human Wildlife Conflict Division falls under the Community Conservation Department. And well, I can say I have been in this department for over 8 years.
Oh.
Yeah, and handling human-wildlife conflict. Okay. So that is me in a nutshell. And I love the job that I do because it gives me an opportunity to, to help people. Basically, my work is really about, reducing conflict between people and wildlife. And especially in areas where we have people or communities sharing the same landscape with the wildlife. Okay. So for me, I have the privilege to serve in this division, and that's what I do. Basically.
Okay, before we actually dive into the crocodile, for the time you've served in that division, how have you found people?
People?
People and wildlife.
People and wildlife. What I can tell you is that people are not very easy to manage. Actually, the wildlife would be very easy to manage. But when it comes to people, the behavior of wild animals, you can learn and know how to avoid and prevent the attacks, especially if you put certain things in place. But human beings, their mindset is something that is very, very difficult to change. Okay. Yeah, so for me, it's been, you put an intervention in place, but then you realize people do not adhere to whatever you have told them. I can give you examples of when we have put safe water collection zones for communities, but at the same time, when you go for another intervention, you find people are collecting water outside the safe collection zone, and you're wondering,
All right, so the safe water collection zones,
yes.
And that one now takes us to the crocodiles.
To the crocodiles,
I believe.
Yes.
What are these crocodiles?
Well, so crocodiles, they are aquatic wildlife species, right? They basically one of the longest, one of the species that have lived longest in the world. Right before even the dinosaurs got extinct, we had crocodiles in place. They are mainly found in water bodies, for example, rivers, lakes, swamps. Yeah,
even swamps?
Yeah, even swamps. Oh. So these crocodiles live there, and they play a very important role, by the way, in maintaining the aquatic ecosystem. They help balance the population of the fish in the water. They, by eating the diseased fish or maybe eating the weak fish. So in that way, they are balancing the ecosystem. They really play a very, very important role in the aquatic ecosystem.
So, Afande, you talked about crocodiles in waters, in swamps. Actually, I didn't know that they would survive in swamps.
They can't survive in swamps.
I thought it is only water bodies like rivers and lakes. Maybe even people's ponds, those ones that do fishing.
Very true.
So particularly in Uganda, we have quite a number of water bodies. We have the basin water bodies, that is Lake Victoria and the basins. Then we have the Albertine water bodies. In Uganda, where do we find the crocodiles?
No, thanks. In Uganda, we mainly find crocodiles in around Lake Victoria, like you mentioned, around Lake Albert.
Oh.
Yes, Lake Choga, and along the River Nile. So basically, in communities that are surrounding Murchison Falls National Park and Queen Elizabeth National Park, you will find crocodiles there. In fact, we have had so many cases in those areas. So, but also when I mentioned Lake Choga, those are the ones that actually go into some of those ponds in areas like Nakaseke, Chankwanzi. We have actually, had reports and rescued crocodiles in those areas. In Uganda, that's where we find the crocodiles. And the species that we have in Uganda is the Nile crocodile.
Because of the Nile? Because
of the Nile. It's called the Nile crocodile, and you mainly find it in freshwater lakes. We have crocodiles that are salt water crocodiles,
crocodiles.
But then the Ugandan species is the Nile crocodile, and you find it in freshwater lakes.
Is it the biggest?
It is the biggest in the
in the species of the
crocodiles.
Of the
crocodiles, it's the biggest.
Okay.
And it likes mainly being around areas that, calm waters, where the water is calm, where there is a lot of sand, so they can easily nest around there.
Sand?
Yes, sand for nesting, so that they can nest, and also where there's plenty of fish. So whichever water body has plenty of fish, most likely you'll find crocodiles there. And also which has like banks with a lot of sand, so they can.
I grew up around the waters of Lake Victoria, and one things I used to fear are the rocks. Now I'm learning another thing, the sand.
Yes.
So in most cases we so much feared a rocky place than the sandy place.
And you are very right. Actually, for those that will attack, they will of course want to hide. The sand is mainly for the when they want to, because that's where they nest basically. But then,
talk about the nesting.
Yeah.
What is nesting? Nest.
So basically, nesting is it's a process of, like a bird makes a nest when they're about to, reproduce, when they're going to lay their eggs and keep them there.
Where they lay their eggs.
Where they lay their eggs and keep them there. Okay. And actually, it's very interesting. Crocodile mothers, someone might think that crocodiles are very aggressive and very solitary, but that's not entirely true. They also have some social behaviors, right? They do not, like the mothers are very protective of their young, so when they lay their eggs, they will keep them in the sand, that sand area is telling you. They'll keep them there and they'll protect them jealously until a time when they start hearing their young ones, making some noise in there. They'll pick up the egg and then, carry it in their mouth. I mean, the hatchlings that have come out of the egg, carry them and take them into the water. So basically, you see, they also have some parental instincts, some social behavior.
You've talked about the sand. Actually, I didn't have knowledge about the sand and the nesting in the sand. I actually feared the rocks. And I know even people out there could have been having the fear of the rocks more than the sand. And when do you think now the attacks happen? During what times? Where exactly? Does it happen on land or it happens in water? Because you find that somebody has been eaten by a crocodile, and then you start asking yourself, was this person a fisherman? Was this person who had gone to fetch some water? Where did it attack? If a person is attacked on land, can a person survive? Because in water we know that it's its home. So the rates of surviving or the percentage of surviving is very minimal. So which times do they attack?
Okay, well, so crocodiles mostly attack very early in the morning and very late in the evening. So people should really avoid fetching water or doing any activities very early. So between the safest times to collect water or to do anything would be between 9 and 4 p.m. because crocodiles are very active in the evening and very early in the morning. Okay. And so those are the times that are very dangerous for communities, especially. So the
very early in the morning, what are they doing? What makes them so active?
So that is when they hunt. That is when they're active.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically, and the way they hunt is that they will not warn you, right? They know how to stay still, and they leave just maybe their eyes and nostrils above the water. And so if you come, and as I told you, they like calm waters. If you think everything is okay and the water is still, the crocodile might be there waiting for you. So what you have to do, people have to really be very careful.
Can I come with my stones at the waters? Then I try to test to see if the waters are calm.
Exactly.
I want water.
Yeah.
Can I first test?
I think that can actually work because first of all, crocodiles are not, they don't naturally hunt human beings, okay? But because of the proximity of the people to the water bodies and the activities of human beings these days in the water bodies, you find that they will hunt because for them they are predators. They look for prey. So anything that makes noise in the water, they imagine it is prey. They don't know that it is a human being or it is a cow or fish. So that could be one of the things
makes some noise
around the area where it is hunting from. Because as I told you, they are stealth. They lay ambush. They are ambush predators. They will stay there and wait for anything that comes and they will attack.
Okay.
And by the way, they attack. They have very strong jaws because once they have grabbed you, it is very hard for you to get out of their jaws. Because they have very strong jaws, and especially if they drag you into the water, they have what they call a death roll, where they twist their body into, until they tear apart their prey. So basically, once you're in the water and the crocodile has grabbed you, chances are high that you will not survive. But we have seen people who have survived. And how do they survive? Crocodiles, if let's say you're able to touch, in their eyes or this area, and you poke hard, they will let go. And it has happened before.
Face.
Yes, the face, especially the eyes and the eyes. So if you're able to using your whatever is remaining or whatever you have and you hit, it can release you. We have seen it happening. So that's why we encourage people to walk in pairs. They shouldn't go to collect the water
At least
alone.
one can hit.
At least one can hit and then it releases you. But
the speed it uses also.
I'm telling you, so it actually uses a lot of speed. It is very, very fast.
Because even the speed it uses, you can't just imagine the grab, the roll, and then within seconds,
you're in the water and you're gone. Yeah, it happens. But, when God is on your side, you can survive the attack. Because we've seen people survive.
Your department has rescued a number of them in Kalangala, Mayuge. How do you do it?
Well, so we have a problem animal control unit. So these rangers they're actually very skilled, trained people. And the way we rescue these animals is we don't even use chemical method.
It's a natural.
We do physical capture. So they lay a trap, snare, with some bait on it, and then it's put in the water. And so when these crocodiles come trying to hunt, they will come across this bait. And when they try to grab it, and as I told you, they have strong jaws and they grab, with a lot of energy. The more they grab onto the snare, because it's on a wire, the more their jaws are tied. And that wire snare is tied on a rope, on a very strong, maybe
so the snare gets round the jaw of the crocodile. It gets round the jaw of the crocodile. I've been imagining how these guys, grab and then they take. So I was like, okay.
So it's a snare that grabs the jaw, and that snare is tied to a really strong anchor on the shore. So once it's grabbed there, it can't get out.
So we've got no instances where our own men
got injured? No, we haven't.
Then that's nice.
Yeah, they are very... they are really trained and technical. They know what to do. So we pull it out, and then once you cover its eyes, because when you pull it out of the water onto the shore, once it is covered,
it comes down.
Yeah, once it gets off goes onto the land, and then they throw, some blindfold it. Once you have done that, then you're able to jump and tie its nozzle. And then once that is tied and the hands are restrained, then it is powerless.
Do you get the sexes of these crocodiles?
Oh yes, we do.
Which ones do normally? Which sex does they attack more? Is it the male or the female?
Well, I think we have not
really got
into the details, but we get both males and females.
I don't know why I have fears.
But that's a good thing to.
Yeah, when you're talking about which type would why I'm asking that question. I go back to what you explained, the nesting. I believe if a mother is nesting, you may not, pass via her territory. I don't know why I now believe that. I'm going to start fearing sand. I'm going to start fearing sandy places. But anyway, it's good to be conscious about the surrounding, most especially the fishermen who are living around the fishing areas where we have crocodiles, the Nile crocodiles in Uganda, as we are discussing them. Afande Sharon, crocodiles. Around the water bodies, do we have other problem animals?
Oh yes, we have so many cases of hippos. Hippos are also one of the biggest. Actually, I think in Africa, most of the deaths due to wild animals could be attributed to hippos. They're very aggressive and they're also aquatic. They're semi-aquatic. They can live both on land and in water. So those are some of the
Or even the crocodiles
species
are semi-aquatic.
Yeah, but most of the time they are in the water.
They're in the water.
They just come out to bask and
A
to
little
nest,
bit,
like
then
I
they
had
go
said,
back.
Yeah.
But for the
hippos, they actually graze. Remember, for the hippos, they are grazers, so they come out and graze, then they go back to the water. That's where they spend most of their time.
At some point, there is a fisherman who gave me a story, which I realized later. He was saying, I can swim with the hippos. I was like, okay,
Wow.
can I listen to your story? So he told me, you swim like this, you swim straight. You know, when a hippo is chasing you, then you turn. You know, hippos take long to turn. So at least now I'm here with an expert.
You know, I like these community members. They actually have a lot of information. You could find he's indeed very.
The guy told me, I was like, I imagined him. I imagined him in the water. You know, for us, we are not aquatic animals.
Swimming.
And he's swimming with an aquatic, semi-aquatic species. And then he's winning the race. You know, I was like, may I swim with them? And the guy is not far. The guy is just here in Busi, where we have so many attacks of hippos.
We have had so many attacks of hippos.
I do not know.
Died.
What is wrong with the fishermen in Busi? Why is there so many attacks with the hippos?
The hippos. The problem is one. The fishermen would want to go and fish where the hippos are,
and even where the crocodiles are.
And even where the crocodiles are, because as I told you when I was beginning, crocodiles like water that has plenty of fish. So you'd find that they probably also go where that.
So there is a fight for fish between.
The challenge is that it is the fight of for the resource. The people are sharing the same resource with the wildlife. They are trying to fight for the same space. It's shared space, but they're responsibly sharing the space, because they know that when you get into their space, you're definitely going to be killed. The hippos will not leave you. And I know there's a lot of fish where the hippos are because of the dung, and the dung, the fish,
the science of the dung and the fish and the hippos.
So basically that is what happens. And same for the crocodiles. Same for the crocodiles. It's just our irresponsible behavior that leads to most of these attacks. Otherwise, crocodiles should not be hunting people.
Afande Sharon, how should we behave? Because we need the fish now.
Yeah, I know. How should we behave? For example, how should the fishermen behave? How should communities living around communities, the lakes behave?
The lakes behave, yeah.
The first and the most important thing is to know that if that lake has crocodiles, you avoid that area.
I want the fish. Sharon, I want the fish my children have to eat.
Yes,
there is this fisherman who told me around Chituburu that, you see what? You're telling me they are crocodiles. I have a family to feed at home. So you can't tell me that I shouldn't go for that fish because of a crocodile. If a person is caught, it is bad luck. So we have the bad luck language with our fishermen.
And that's the problem that we have.
So, okay, fine, there is the bad luck. What is the proper way?
Now, first of all, for the fishermen, realize that sometimes when they fish, they want to clean the fish from at the shore. They clean the fish and then they leave like residues there. The smell will definitely attract crocodiles and they will come close there. But if they are able to keep that, that land, shores clean, then the crocodiles may stay in somewhere far away from where there's community and a lot of people. But also, you realize that for the communities to fish, they should have clear landing sites, like an area that they've designated as the landing.
When they designate, even the crocodiles will come.
No, now the crocodiles will, like I told you, they like calm water. So where there's a lot of activity, they might not dwell there. So if it is clear, and also if it is clear of shrub, of reeds and what, and it's clear, then you may not easily find.
At least the chances are reduced.
Chances are reduced. So basically, fishermen should designate the landing sites. They should ensure that they do not clean and leave fish residues after they fished around there. But also they should use safe fishing,
Gears,
gears, and they should not step in the water just because they are fishermen. If they are fishing, let them, throw their nets when they are seated in a proper boat, and then pull out the fish and do what they have to do. But sometimes, because of the responsible nature of human beings, they want to step in the water. That's how they will get.
Sharon, in Uganda, there is a saying, "Enyanja eta agimanyide." When you're so much used to this thing, it will kill you.
That is true.
Abavubi bano bagambe mu Luganda bategeere ebintu bino, because we are talking to the fishing community. We are talking to the fishermen, to the women that do the fishing business at the shores, to the children that live around the shores. Omuvubi ali ku mazzi. Kiki oteekeddwa okukola okwewala goonya obutakulumba? Kiki ateekeddwa okukola?
Kakati abaana abato, kantandike n'abaana, abazadde balabe nga tebasindika baana kusena mazzi oba kwoza nga bali bokka. At least babeereko n'abatambulirako, omuntu asobola oba okugoba ekisolo ekyo nga katugambe kizze. Naye kati n'abakyala abagenda okwoza engoye oba ki, tebagenda ate awali ebitoogo ebisebise nga tosobola kutegeera kintu kyekiri awo. Naye bakolere nga awantu awali open, nga waliwo engeri gy'osobola omanya ekintu oba kizze oba ki. Gawe mbadde abavubi bo ebyo ebyokukwata ebyennyanja booza bakola ki ne balekaawo n'osaliraawo buli kimu. Awo wennyina goonya we zigenda okukola ki, okujja ate zikole ki.
Bwe basaliraawo goonya zifuna,
watandika okuwunya ku lw'ebyennyanja ebyo. So kati awo goonya zijja kujja ku lw'ekyo ki, akawoowo
ak'ebyennyanja.
Kati awo sobola okukola ki, okukwata omuntu abazze mu mazzi.
So obuyonjo kikulu nnyo.
Obuyonjo kikulu. N'ekirala, abantu beewale okugenda okusena amazzi oba okwoza ku makya nnyo oba olw'eggulo ennyo. Bakole abaana okusena amazzi oba okwoza batandike nga ssaawa nga 3, between ssaawa 3 ne ssaawa 10. Awo goonya ziba teziri very active. Zitera nnyo okubeera active oba okuyiga ku makya nnyo oba olw'eggulo ennyo. So beewale nnyo okukola ekyo. Era naffe Uganda Wildlife Authority tugezezzaako okuteerako abantu bayita safe water collection zones. Twaziteekanga eyo mu nnyanja Namayingo, sides eyo Namayingo n'eyo Lake Katwe, nga tuteekawo engeri y'ekitimba
mu nnyanja
ne tufuna ekifo abantu basobola okuyingira ne basena amazzi n'avaayo.
Ekitimba ekyo kikka wansi nti goonya tesobola kukiyingiramu.
Exactly. Kati ebyo ebitimba twali tubiteekawo, naye amazzi ojjukira ennyanja bwe yakola
amazzi ne gafuka mangi.
Naye era tugenda kuddamu bikola byebimu bye tuteeka mu nkola.
Naye tebabibba.
Naye ekizibu ekiriwo tebabikozesa. Nga bwe mbadde nkugamba, abantu bazibu nnyo.
Omugamba kwata wano. So basically that was a message to our local communities that live around Lake Victoria or the Nile, where we have the Nile crocodiles, which are very problematic. Afande Sharon has also given us issues of the hippopotamus. Next time, I think we shall dive into the details of the hippopotamus, where they are, how they behave, how should we avoid. In case a person has seen a crocodile, where do they start from?
So when a person sees a crocodile, they should report to Uganda Wildlife Authority. I know that most of those areas may not be close to the national park, and they may not, have someone to report to. But we have a toll-free line which people can call whenever they have any issue with the wildlife. So if they report to us, our teams will prepare, go do an assessment, and then try to see if we need to translocate that animal. We go and relocate it to a safer place. But our major response or intervention is not really translocation, because translocation is not the solution.
Actually, I was going to ask you,
Yes.
people normally see you get from Kalangala, you take to Makisho. Some person made a comment as like, why can't they take them back to the zoo? Again, they're bringing them back to the waters. I was about to ask you that question, you reminded me.
Yes.
Why from the waters back to the waters?
Of course, because they should live in the water. That is their home.
Why don't you bring them here?
Now at the zoo, how many crocodiles should we have really? Because we can only have a few, because you know the challenges.
Have our rescues done some impact?
Oh yes, they have done an impact, because when they report to us and we respond, it builds that confidence in Uganda Wildlife Authority. At least the communities know that we have responded, we've done something. And usually when there is an issue, if there's a reported case, we go, we assess, and we always get a problematic crocodile. We do not just pick any. So we'll try to see,
how do you identify?
Usually it's the size. Fishing. Yeah, it's the size. Sometimes the very big ones are the ones that are that can attack a human being, because a small crocodile may not attack an adult, but a big crocodile, and if it is, it has been reported, you'd find that it's usually in that same area.
It's the same area.
So we translocate that to avoid retaliatory killing.
Don't people eat them? Where you've gone
people eat them. There's a time we were in Kalangala and there's a crocodile that...
You found when they had slaughtered?
Oh, yes. Before we actually went there, there was a lot of... some not very good reports say that they were eating the crocodile. So we went there and we captured. But there's also a time when in Queen Elizabeth, I wasn't there personally, but I know that they rescued a crocodile. But when they came to the shore, the communities were waiting for them, and they wanted the meat. I think it was, how crowds can get really out of hand. The situation went out of hand. They picked it and of course, so that definitely shows that they want to eat the meat. Some of them eat the meat, like you ask, they do.
Some of them eat, but it's not nice.
Yeah, it's not nice. We try to avoid, and of course we have told them, our message is very clear, you're not allowed to kill wildlife. So if you're found with it, you're in trouble.
People who are watching the show, we still bring you more of such stories. Afande Sharon here goes to almost every part of the country with her team, where we have problem animals. It's not only the crocodiles like you've heard from us. We have got the hippos, we have got the elephants, we have got the lions at times, we have got the snakes people don't like. We have got quite a number of things. So when you talk about problem animals, it's not only those ones that you feel that kill, and even those ones that may not kill, but they're like the monkeys, So many times we get calls from people, you people who are seeing us, come for your monkeys, come for your baboons, come for your snakes. These animals that you call ours, actually they are not like our animals. The animals belong to everyone. Everyone in Uganda should be responsible. Like Afande Sharon has said, that irresponsible sharing of the resources is causing a lot of issues. Once we get to learn these animal behaviors, once we get to know how responsibly we can share the resources with the animals, we believe such conflicts will come to an end, and we both coexist, animals and humans. Thank you so much, Afande Sharon.
You're welcome, Diana.
We have come to the end of our show today about problem animals, and specifically we're looking at the crocodiles. Many of such shows that describe the animals of behaviors and how we should coexist with them are going to be coming your way on this Ranger's Lens. And we thank very much the person who has been on camera, that is Ronald, and then the whole communication crew headed by Mr. Hanji Bashil. We'll meet again next time. Thank you.